Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. I'm resetting my little coon trap. Now I did catch a coon, but I'm gonna spare y'all the expense. The neighbor's dogs come down here and beat me to him. I set these yesterday, and honest to God, y'all, I swore I videoed setting these traps. And when I was making my other video, the footage wasn't there. So we don't know why we didn't get it filmed. I should have brought my hammer. I didn't know that they didn't pull it up. The dogs bent this over because with a hammer I didn't drive it all the way in the ground. If I find me a hard enough stick though, I can drive it back in there. Oh, good enough. Now these little coon cuffs, y'all, is the best way that I have found to catch raccoons. I couldn't get them to go in that little old live trap. Oh yeah, I've caught them in live traps. But one thing, if you find a bait that something likes, they're gonna go in it. And this has been the best bait for coons I have ever found. I've used corn, I've used peanut butter, I've used marshmallows, fish, sardines, all that stuff's good. But for overall, easy to get, easy to use, trapping raccoons, let me turn it around the right way. And you see that label down there? This has 4 tasty flavors: chicken, liver, turkey, and fish. A coon can't resist it. So anyway, what I do is I got my little trap set, and I got 3 of these down here. I caught 1 coon, and I actually come down here early this morning to check on the pigs, and I had my big rifle, and I sprinkled a little around it and some in the can. That's all you gotta do. It's just that easy, y'all. I know somebody don't believe I done caught one. I need to go over there. I throwed him over here in the bushes. The neighbor's dogs beat me down here, and they had themselves a field day. They had him strung out pretty good, and he was kind of mangled up, so that's why I spared y'all the not showing the coon, but you can see the wallered out spot because them limbs is all broke over. But I did have a coon caught. I seen the coon the other night when I come down here. I've been coming every night trying to catch these pigs, y'all. I got some big tracks. They was in here last night. My dad's been coming down here. I've been coming down here periodically. We can't catch them. They're obviously either here in the buggy or we just ain't timed it just right. So we fixing to move the hog trap. We know where they coming in on a general, so the hog trap's really on the wrong side from the first sign that we seen. I'm gonna take y'all in here though and show y'all the devastation. The corns though, we're probably not gonna get any of this corn, which is all right. I've got 2 more whole patches. We just kind of planted this to bush hog for the doves and such as that. We was gonna get what we wanted out of it and then bush hog it. So it really wasn't like we was planning on eating this. It don't take a lot of corn to make you a 5-gallon bucket of cornmeal, have it ground up. Your daddy's up there now getting the forks put back on the tractor so we can move this trap. When we get it removed, I'll show y'all a little bit, but let me take y'all and show y'all what they've done so far. This is the corn field. It ain't real wide. There's probably about 20 rows here. They was shoe peg on this side over here, and over here is that trucker's white corn. These pigs have favored this shoe peg corn. Y'all look all the way down through there. You can see Slam to the other end. They have took Slam out. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows is completely gone. You can see the stalk sticking up where the rows were. 2 more rows over here is about half gone, and then about 2 more over there, half gone. Now, y'all, there is a little bit of corn still on the ground under here, but we were looking at a lot of this. You see, they wasn't even an ear of corn on that stalk till you get way up there, so. said again over here, we got corn you can see piled up on there. Now we're gonna add some sweet feed to it, but now I'm fixing to go home and make a sour mash, what I call it. I used to make moonshine back when I wasn't, living right, and I was, knocking back a little bit. And what I would do is I'd take cornmeal and then sugar and put it in a bucket and put a little yeast in it and fill it up with rainwater. It'd make a mash, and it'd smell sour. But now what I'm gonna do is I've got some shelled corn, and I'm gonna put it in a bucket and put some water in it, and I'm just gonna let it soak like that for 2 or 3 days, cover it up and let it sour a little bit. I'm not gonna put any sugar or nothing like that in there, and just let it ferment a little bit, and that'll draw them pigs some. I don't need a lot of water, y'all. We ain't gonna make no huge science project out of this. This is pretty simple. This is some of what me and Brody had shelled. This is that white corn. We're gonna sacrifice it for the chicken. Chickens ain't gonna get no more of it. Oh yeah, that's just right. It done got weevils and all in it. I'll show y'all what it looks like right on off over in there. You see it's pretty thick. Weevils and all, let them all soak. That'll soak there too. We need to find a lid to put over it. Let's see what we got right up here. There. We'll let that soak 2 or 3 days. At this point, I'm not trying to save the corn. Y'all seen all them pumpkins over there, the pumpkin plants. They starting to put on pumpkins, y'all. When I get pumpkins on there, and them pigs finding pumpkins, I ain't gonna have no pumpkins. So we got to get something done with them. And I ain't got the funds to go spend no extravagant amount of money to have somebody trap them or to buy a bunch of products to experiment with. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pretty well determined to get them myself. My mind's made up now. Last year, I didn't hardly get mad at the deer and deer hunt hard. I just kind of hunted and enjoyed filming outdoors. Y'all, I'm about to get mad at some pigs. And when I say get mad, I ain't really mad. I'm just, okay, it's time to hunt pigs. So we may have to break out the rifle. And the problem is it's too hot in the daytime to really get out and be traipsing around looking for pigs. And y'all, last week, I had a lot going on. I didn't have time to come down here and babysit this stuff and keep moving the trap around. If I had had some free time last week, I would have moved the trap and done some different things and probably have caught them. I have snared pigs. You have to have a good spring system, because if your snare cable is hooked to something solid, they gonna break it. But if it's got a lot of give to it, and you'll wear them down to where, if you check it the next day, there's a good chance of him being there. The ones that I've caught, I had tied off to a barbed wire fence. Well, he had tore the fence up pretty good, not unrepairable. All I had to do was nail it back to the post. He had pulled it a loosened post, but the wire had not broken. It had a lot of give to it, and he was just hung there. So if I can find definitely where they're traveling, I can snare them. But right now, there's no pattern to any of these pigs. They're not coming in at a certain time that I have found. They're not, it seems to be over in the morning. What we've narrowed it down to is around daylight, a little before, sometime along around 4, 5, 6 o'clock. So I was down here at 6 this morning, and I found tracks at that point in time. He had done been in there. So right before daylight, I'm thinking. But last week I had a lot going on. So we're going to babysit this week, and we're going to try our best to catch these pigs. I will still be trying to hunt them. So I did want to show y'all right here where I know he come in last night, because I know a lot of you are not familiar with this type of stuff and figuring out how it's going on. I mean, I know a lot of you probably know more about this than I do. So I'm doing this just for the people that may be new to this, may live in areas that don't have pigs. Well, how you know that's what's doing, whatever. So most people, it's pretty obvious when I showed how much corn was damaged, it had to be pigs. But I want to show you the track stuff because it rained last night right up until dark. So we knew whatever fresh tracks is here was done last night. So let me show you. Now we right here, there's the cornfield. As you pan around, there's the trap down there. There's a gate down there, and by the trap, which is sitting right there, there's a waller and a mud hole in the road. It's very small. So there's a few tracks here and there in the yard. But as you come around, now there's a honeybee box right there. I'll show y'all that in a minute. I've been wanting to get it into a video. But you see here, and if you can tell, that is very rounded. You see these. And you can see where he walked. And you can see where that dirt is drying real good on top of this damp dirt. And you see where he walked pretty good. He come right over here. Now we found just one pig so far that went in. Now on the other side, after he went in there and done what he was going to do, you could tell he worked on about 2 rows. He didn't tear down a lot. He wasn't in there a real long time. He come out the other side in the pumpkins over there. Now I walked all through this. You can see tracks there, and you can tell his stride is close together. Now I want to point out, I came down here about 6 o'clock. It was after daylight. You see how close these stride marks are? And I'll put my foot down there beside his, and you see there's a step, there's a step. That ain't very far, about 2 foot apart, we're going to call it. He walks right up through here. He turns right here. He walks straight up between these rows of peas. And y'all, these are clay peas, got a little corn mixed in. This is planted for deer and such as that, so that's kind of why. And look, there's where Sasquatch walked. That's where I come down here this morning. And then turns, goes up right here. He turns, he goes in the corn right there. Okay, y'all, he goes in there, and now let me just show you. While we doing this walkthrough, we're gonna make a video out of it, might as well. All right, you see how some of that corn's real brown? See over there, real brown? This real green, fresh, just tore down last night. So I can see about what he tore up last night. He didn't really tear down much back that way. Maybe one little spot back there, but most of what he got down was just right in this area. Didn't really look like he was in there long. Let me get over here. Take you over here and show you where he come out. Now I may still get a little corn out of there. They still some corn up in there. They hadn't got everything. My coon trap is right there. But right up here, show you where he come out. Okay, this is the pumpkins. Now these pumpkins is done got up. They 3 foot tall. Now these pumpkins it's hard to tell in camera. Okay, you see right here. Now we've got hog tracks. That's a big track. What I want to point out over here is this is me putting my foot there. That next one is a little bit further. All right, from right here where he stepped, it's on to right there before there's the next step. Okay, when you're tracking something, that stride getting longer from the same animal, and looks like they may have been 2 because see y'all, there's another set of tracks over here. That there's 1, 2, 3 steps. And I don't know if he stepped over here, but there ain't a step before that one for a long ways. So it looked like there was some jump, and see that got dropped. From those steps, it's all the way to way over there and there before there's any more tracks. So he come out right over in here. This is old, that's from the other day. But we found some tracks somewhere right over in yonder. Okay, so here's what my theory is. Y'all tell me if this makes sense to you. Where that piece of corn's laying right there, I run them out of that corn when I come down here this morning at daylight. I'm almost certain of it. That is reading sign. Now, I don't claim to be no expert on that. There's a lot of people a lot better than I am. But those are signs you look for to try to figure out what happened. So without a game camera setting up here, and this is one of the reasons that I'm particularly not a huge fan of game cameras. Well, I've got 3 at the house. I could have done brought one, set it up. I'd get pictures and know, okay, you're coming in at this certain time. Makes it easy. But you don't learn nothing much. With this, I'm learning, okay, that going there, I come down here at a certain time, them strides is further apart, which means he took off running out. Now, those 2 things could happen. I could have run him out, or one of the neighbor's dogs could have run him out. The reason I rule out dog is because that coon was still in that trap when I come down here. When I come down here, I was going to video for y'all the coon in there and me getting him out of the trap. I was going to relocate him, actually. I just hate killing stuff this time of year that not going to use for anything. I'm going to eat the pig if I get him. But I was just getting them out of the corn. I was going to haul them off somewhere over here where these boys, they do a lot of coon hunting in the edge of the swamp. I'll throw them out over there. These people drive from all over to go down there and train their coon dogs, and I'll oblige them, you know. And then I can go back down there if I want a skin coon this fall and get them. The fur's no good right now, so why kill it? Clean it. I'm not going to eat it. But the dog killed it later. So if a dog had to run them pigs out of there, he would have found that coon and killed it then. So that rules out the dog tracks I found. So, y'all, it's just my theory on how things played out, looking at what's going on. Yeah, we've lost the corn patch. We're gonna catch pig for this week's out though. I'm just gonna pray, Lord, help me, show me the way, show me how to catch, and I'm gonna show y'all something else right here. I'll just do it like this. Is where the rain is your friend. You can tell where he walked. And you see I've got a trap there. And it rained in it. I may have to freshen that up. I didn't freshen it earlier, but I'm going to leave that tonight. I got another one right there. But anyway, it's just my thoughts on catching them and praying the Lord to help me, lead me, guide me, show me what I need to do. You know, the Bible said perilous times shall come. And he said there'd be famine and pestilence and... So, you know, in reality, that pig is pestilence. I mean, you look at a whole corn patch decimated. But I will say this, y'all. We've had drought this year. There's been a lot of stuff went wrong for a lot of people. Now, my watermelons, I wanted to mention this. They didn't do nothing this year. Me and Brody cut one. It was about the size of a football. So, my watermelons didn't do good. Y'all, I had more peas than I knew what to do with. Now, the deer got in them and ate them up. But they eat up what I was planning on giving away. And I did give a bunch away now. I had 3 different people pick peas besides myself. They got all they wanted. But I should have had a lot more with as many as I planted. But I did get what I needed. I've had plenty of tomatoes. I've still got tomatoes coming in. I got tomato vines that ain't even started producing yet. I've had plenty of squash. I've had plenty of everything I needed. And that being said, and all the people that have struggled with everything, God's blessed me. I prayed over my stuff. I put it in God's hands, and God's took care of me. So God's going to take care of this. Yeah, I lost all that corn, but y'all know that was something I really didn't need. It was just something extra we had planted. So I want to show y'all these honeybees. Y'all look back there. See them all over there? I ain't going to go over there and tamper with them. I don't know how close you can get. But there's a hole right there in that box, and I wanted to stand kind of close to it. That box is about 6 foot tall, and I don't know what's in it. There's no way to open it and rob it and all that. I'm not interested in getting the honey out of it, so that's kind of our help for just having bees around. But anyway, just wanted to run my mouth a little bit, show y'all what was going on with the pigs. I had several people asking about them, and the coons, you know, I had mentioned in the other video, you know, a coon ain't hard to catch, and I never got one in that live trap, so it's still sitting over there baited up. But what I figured out is when I come down here looking for the pigs, I seen his eyes in that tree over yonder across the field. He was in that pine tree right there, and I lit him up with a Q-beam that night, and I had my AR-15 with me, and I know somebody's gonna say, "Oh, you gotta have a bigger rifle than that to shoot a pig." It was a little too. I could have shot the coon with it. Wouldn't have mattered. I was just planning on. I said, "Well, I can trap him and I'll relocate. I'll take him over to the swamp and put him out." Dogs thwarted me on that. But I had come down and spotted him, so I said, "Well, they going in and out that other end over there." So that's why I put all them 4 coon cuffs up and down that end over there. So that's how that played out. Y'all, we down there fooling with them pigs, and I couldn't help but get to thinking about old Jerry Clower. I want to start dropping y'all one of these tales along in these videos, because some of you, I realize, don't know a lot about Jerry Clower. Now, growing up, Jerry Clower was my hero now. That was my favorite all-time storyteller, still is, always will be. Now, Wendy Bagwell was pretty good too, but Jerry Clower told this tale about these 2 old boys named Wilson that were stealing a hog one night. And this fella, he had a bunch of old prize pigs, and he bragged about them all the time, and said, 2 old boys said they decided they was going to slip down there and steal one of them. They fell on hard times, needed them a pig. So they was going to slip his pig out of there, and they picked his prize pig, big old shoat. Said he weighed 250, 300 pounds. One just small enough they could handle, but still a good pig. Said they didn't know about how they was going to get him out of there, so what they done is they drove down there in their vehicle and said they just took an overhaul jumper, sort of like what I got on here now, and put it on that old pig, and they stuck a hat on his old head and said they was headed up the road. Said they got up in the vehicle and they was on a bench seat in an old pickup truck. Said they just shoved the pig right up in there between them. And said the blue lights come flashing, pulled them over. Officer walked up to the door, said he shined the fella in there on the fellow what was driving and said, "What's your name?" He said, "Larry Wilson." Said he shined the fellow light over in there on the fellow what wouldn't drive and said, "What's your name?" He said, "Ray Wilson." Said he threw that light on that person sitting in the center seat and said, "What's your name?" Said that old boy elbowed that hog, said, "Hoink!" And he said, "All right, y'all, go ahead." He got back in his patrol car. Them the boys drove off with the pig he was stealing. Said he looked around at his partner. He said, "You know, I've seen a lot of folks in my time." He said, "But I believe that Oink Wilson is about the ugliest son of a gun I ever seen in my life." But yeah, y'all, I have killed several pigs with a 17 HMR. So if you want to holler, you got to have an elephant rifle to kill stuff. You need to tell that to somebody else, not me. If you put that shot where it counts, he's going down. I hope we catch these pigs, y'all. I'm ready for some barbecue. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. I'll throw in a clip here in the back. I'll put it back yonder, though, for mixing that stuff up to pour in that trap. See y'all. Best way to do things, the way you like to do it. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all.